Hey guys, welcome to Fun with the Hauls. It's been a while since we shot a video and we wanted to share with you what we've been working on and kind of go over it. So we've been building slowly on this Razor MX500. So stock, these come as a 36 volt. We got a heck of a deal on these. A buddy of mine was cleaning out a house. These things were getting junked and we had the opportunity to pick them up. I say they because we got two. Hopefully these will be things that we continue to work on here on the channel, but as of right now, we've taken this from a 36 volt and we bumped it up to a 48. Put a whole new control module, you see it there, 48 volt motor. Whole kit came with a new key switch, throttle, different speeds. It's got reverse, and we ended up needing batteries because batteries were totally fried on this thing. So what we did was we bought four 12 volt batteries, and you can actually get four 12 volt batteries in behind here. A little ingenuity, you can make it happen right here. Now I think maybe in this video we'll pull this cover off so you guys can see that battery setup in case you want to do this. You think, Jake, you want to show them that at some point? So we'll do that. We'll take the cover and the seat off so you guys can see that setup. Now things that are up next, well, we'll show you that setup. So if you want to do this, I'll walk you through on the whole install and some of the customization you got to do to make it fit. Up next though, you know, if you go to this big, you really need to do bigger brakes. And then the next step are better tires, front shocks, better rear brakes. So those are the next things we're going to do. I would probably recommend better brakes first, but we're going to make it second. Jake, you want to rip and show them what this thing will do?
Yeah.
Oh. All right guys, so he's got a speedometer in his pocket on my phone through an app. So we're gonna try kind of an easy pass here, warming up a little this morning. For full speed. Come back up, we'll take another one and see where we're at. And mind you, we're still working on this bike, still building it. It's coming uphill here a little bit. Let's see where we're at on that. Of course I can't see because there it is. 30. Your speed 30 miles an hour.
I feel like I was going faster than that.
Well, I got you on 30 though. Feel like you were full speed going down? Yeah? That's pretty quick, dude.
That's how fast the cars go down this road.
That's how fast, that's the speed limit.
Real?
Yeah, that's the speed limit coming through town, 30. That's pretty wild. We got this thing to do 30 miles an hour. So I want to show these guys the build. It's starting to sprinkle out. Why don't we go ahead, we'll bring it over to the tent, because I don't really want you ripping on some soaking wet, you know, road out here. And we'll bring it in the tent and we'll show you guys the build, what we had to do to install that kit. We'll have links through Amazon down below in the description if you guys want to buy the same kit, batteries and all that, and set your bike up. Like I said, our bike's rough and we're still doing 30, so I think we're gonna get better, you know, better runs out of it once we get some new wheels, bearings, all that kind of stuff. Guys, like I said, after those runs, we'd kind of go through the build and just kind of show you guys what we did. Now this is the Kunray kit that we got. Ordered it off Amazon. We'll have a link in Amazon to Amazon down below if you guys want to pick one up. This is the kit 3. So it's 48, 60, 72 volt, 2000 to 3000 watt kit. You get all kinds of parts with this thing, right? You get the motor, throttle, chain, controller, chain wheel, power key. Basically everything pictured on here. This this doesn't give you a ton of directions on how everything gets wired up. You kind of look at the colors here and kind of figure out yourself how it goes. They don't have a really great manual on it. And this is our setup just for now. It's kind of a gnarly mess. Just trying to get it running and see where we're at before we go through and try to tidy it up too much more. Now with the computer that comes with it, the controller, it's a lot bigger than stock. So for now, this seems to be the only place we can mount it until we get some lithium batteries, because obviously these are the lead acid batteries. And these are by, I think they're the Mighty Max. Yeah, these are the Mighty Max batteries, all 4 of them. The original batteries were done, they were fried. Now, when mounting the batteries, right, we mounted the bottom 2 just like they are stock. And then the top 2, you have that plate with the walls that come up for one battery supposed to run this way. I hammered those flat as I could. And we ran another battery across. Took a 3x3, chiseled out the front so it'll fit around the frame here a little bit. Drilled some holes in the metal battery plate, screwed this in place, and then your 4th battery is able to fit in there. Otherwise, I didn't want to squeeze it in and have it rubbing on the metal, rubbing on the battery. So this gives it lift. You have plenty of room around where it fits. And for now, everything's just got these big zip ties holding it in place. Again, everything we've used here that I can, I'll have links through Amazon, guys. You buy through those, they help support us in these videos we're making. And I do appreciate it. Now, like I said, that kit comes with everything you need. I threw some black tape around these wires that are touching the frame. Again, big zip ties just holding it on here. We've got it coming through the frame. These are extra wires when you first install the kit. Like, you just don't need them off the bat. It does come with this board to tie your power stuff together. We kind of wired it up based on the picture they had. Now, like, the wires that come off the motor don't have any markings compared to the wires coming off the module. Like, some of these are direct plug, like obviously that's all that's going to go together, but you kind of gotta figure it out. Now you get this red wire and it's red and black. This ends up being the charging port. There's no markings on this itself that says charging wire. I kind of based it off the manual, just looking at that picture I showed you. And there's another page that points out each one of these wires and says what they are. So you kind of got to go off that. And then we just wired it in, did some extensions on here because we had this in and out a bunch of times, but wired it into the original plug for charging on your Razor, right? Now, if you're going right from 36 to 48, and this is the setup you're doing, you got to get a 48 volt charger. Your 36 volt charger won't work. I'll be honest, I didn't know that. I didn't realize it. So we ended up ordering up this charger. I'll have a link to this one as well. This is, I don't even remember what brand this is, some brand off Amazon. But it works great. We plugged it right in, charges it right up within a few hours, to be honest, and does well. It's actually a 54.6 volt amp hour. Works good though. Still keeps that OEM plug that's on the Razor, and that works. Now the motor, guys, we had to do some modifications on this motor to get it to bolt in. The motor comes with some flanges that stick out here. All I did was take a Dremel with a cutoff wheel, cut those flanges off and kind of just round them a little, just so there's no sharp edges, you know. But that was hitting here, so we had to chop it off. And I chopped it off here because it was going to hit the tire. Now the holes on the motor itself match the OEM bolt holes on this side and on the other side. They do match. The problem is they use these rounded heads on the screws for assembly of their motor, and so it won't just fit in place. You're gonna have to remove your tire and chain, take all this off, and you go to fit your motor and it doesn't fit. So what we actually did was we drilled out a hole, 2 holes in the frame. You'll be able to get your motor close and see where you've got to make those holes. And I drilled out 2 holes in the frame so these screw heads fit in a hole in the frame, 2 holes in the frame, and then the motor kind of slides in place. I mean, you could probably swap these out with maybe a flat head or more shallow head of a screw, but I didn't want to monkey around with that, so we just modified the frame. Not sure we're going to keep this swing arm forever, so, you know, we'll leave it like that for now. Just figured I'd let you guys know that, though, as far as modification goes. Now, this kit does come with that sprocket for the back and a much beefier chain than the stock chain. I mean, we still put the guard on in case this thing breaks or seizes up. It has a master link in it. So we undid the master link. When we first put this in, there was way too much slack in that chain, right, for this setup. Now, if you have a longer swing arm, you could probably do something different. But if you're doing this from stock, that chain's got way too much slack, even with your chain tensioner. So I roughly measured it out, and this is what I removed. If we're going to count just these outer links, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of these top ones is what I removed to start. I put it back in. It still had too much slack, and then I took maybe another 1 out. I think it was 1 more. Pulled 1 more out. I just used the Dremel and chopped them off. If we do a swing arm extension, we'll just buy a new chain. But that's the modification for the chain to make this work. We were still able to use the OEM chain tensioner as well, so that's keeping the chain nice and taut. And we have also got a fully welded sprocket on here. Well, not this sprocket, but the hub that this goes to. So what ends up happening is the gearing, the teeth in here in your hub tend to wear out or get broken, and they no longer catch. So you hit the throttle and the bike doesn't actually go anywhere, and sometimes it grabs and doesn't. So what I did was I actually welded that piece in here. But with that, what happens is the tire no longer free spins. So when we're on the gas, it's always spinning and the motor's spinning. When we're off the gas, the sprocket's still always spinning and spinning the motor as well. So the motor potentially has less cool down time. If you guys have comments on this, for real, like you build these as something that you do, I'm always open to some insight and stuff. You know, as we build this bike up, we have 1 more of these in the same kind of shape, pretty rough, and I want to get the boys' bike built up, and then we'll probably work on building mine up too at some point. But just kind of going over where we're at. Open to your guys' ideas and suggestions if you've been building these already, and if you're looking to build them, hopefully this will kind of help you get started. Now, we did throw a Renthal pad up here because we didn't have any padding on here. Definitely recommend that for you guys, for your kids, if you're going to be riding these things. First place your face hits if you wreck, so definitely you know, think about that. Still have OEM brakes. Those are probably going to be one of the next biggest upgrades. Really need better brakes on this. OEM brakes don't work well at obviously those high speeds. You saw today we hit 30 on this. He was able to slow down. It does work, but he can't come to a fast stop, right? It takes a few moments to get there. So just something to kind of keep in mind, kind of think about. Not even a bad idea, right, to get into those things before you even do the upgrade. Do your brakes first, possibly. We're kind of doing it a little backwards, jumping the gun, getting excited for the build. This is your throttle, though. Put you on what looks more like a dirt bike throttle. You have a forward, the reverse works. It has a 1 and a 2 speed. There is a big difference in power and speed as well on that. Maybe in the next video we'll have him do a pull in first gear and have him do a pull in second gear, and we'll go from there. Now, this comes with a key switch, right, to turn it on and off. We mounted it on top of the gas tank here on the seat. Mounted it right there. Drilled it out. I almost want to say it was an 1 inch hole we had to do. I don't quite remember. Inch and a quarter hole. Now, once you put it in there, there's nothing to catch, so the whole unit will spin. And what we did was got it in there and then just wadded it with hot glue. Just put a ton of hot glue in there to hold this thing in place. It's nice, right? You can unclip it. Clips right into the module over here. It'll say ignition on it for your power switch. Where is it? It's one of these. Oh, it's the E-lock. I believe it's the E-lock plug for that. But this is our build thus far. Plan on getting some wire covers and tidying this up once we get into it a little bit farther, you know. Hoping to connect with my brother-in-law. He has some fun building pit bikes on the side, and he might have some parts for us. So hoping that'll be a future video to get together with him, see what parts he has for us to continue our upgrade. And like I said, guys, if you're looking to get this or anything like that, check the description below for links. You guys buy through those links. They help us out. They help support the videos that we're doing and we're gonna do on this build and the next one. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Be sure to give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit that bell, hit all. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.